So you have a white supremacist, out of Florida. He was, doing what white supremacists do. And, Florida, I'm telling y'all, we just keep seeing them stories come out of Florida. I mean, you have a lot of white supremacists in Florida. So you have this guy by the name of Stephen Weskowski, and he turned hostile when he saw a brother in his mind eyeballing him as the two were in traffic. So I guess he don't supposed to be looking around. He supposed to be putting his head on the ground and not looking at you. Are we going back to that time period? So he started following the brother to a nearby apartment complex and attacked the brother. Now, this white supremacist, is 26 years old. He was arrested on February the 4th, and he was charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and 2 counts of property damage, criminal mischief of $1,000 or more, and all 3 charges are 3rd-degree felonies punishable up to 5 years in prison. Now, this white supremacist, he remained in jail. He has a $35,000 bond. Now, the brother's name and age was redacted because he invoked it in Marcy's law on February the 8th, which prevents them from publicly releasing the information. Now, he was arrested after provoking the confrontation. So the white supremacist is the one that provoked the confrontation. They said that, he had hit the brother's car trying to start a fight. It said that he also called the brother the N-word and also threatened to beat him up as well. They say he was shirtless, barefoot, and enraged by the time that the deputies arrived to the Windrush Apartments. They said the victim told investigators that he was pulling out the gas station around the corner from the apartment complex when he made eye contact with this white supremacist who was driving a Ford Focus. Now, he said the victim pulled alongside several mailboxes and got out of his car when he noticed the white supremacist yelling at him, asking why the brother was eyeballing him. Now, the victim told deputies that he asked the white supremacist to leave him alone multiple times, and said, but he tried to punch him in the face. They said after the victim dodged the punch, they said the white supremacist ripped the man's driver's side mirror off his vehicle. They said he then punched the rear window, and caused it to shatter. They said the victim, meanwhile, took a photo of his license plate with his phone. He said the white supremacist got back in his car, accelerated to the victim, forcing the man to dive out of the way. Now, see, he wouldn't even got that far. Once he swung the first punch on me, I'd have knocked his behind out. It wouldn't have got that far. You got to neutralize the threat. You can't let these white supremacists attack you like that. They said that his white supremacist had barreled into the man's driver's side door, and the crash caused about $3,000 in damage to the vehicle. They said then the white supremacist parked his car, got out, and tried to fight the brother again. They said during that attack, he caused $1,400 in damages to another homeowner's property. And at that point, they said a deputy arrived at the scene. Let me give y'all some game on something that recently come across my lap. So I want to make sure to report it to you so you know. Now, the charges, let's go back to these charges. He said the N-word in the commission of a crime, so which would be a hate crime, right? But yet he was only charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, 2 counts of property damage, and criminal mischief. There is a division in the FBI. They have a civil rights division, and you're supposed to report hate crimes to the FBI. So I made sure to look this up. So the FBI wants to know of any hate crimes that happen to you. So what you're supposed to do is report the hate crime to the local police. And then on the FBI website, it said immediately after that, make a report with the FBI and report the hate crime to the FBI. The FBI has to investigate the hate crime. And if they put any charges on these fools, it's going to be federal charges. Now, federal hate crime charges, you get more jail time than state. So anytime any of you have suffered what you have deemed a hate crime. Now, hate crime is somebody's calling you an N-word in the commission of a crime, right? They call you N-word and trying to fight you, calling you N-word hitting your car. Some of these things that these Karens are doing, right? Report it to the local police and then report it to the FBI when it comes to hate crimes. Give them all the video you got, give them everything. Now, these local police a lot of times are in bed with those white supremacists and not going to give them a slap on the wrist. But now you escalate it to the FBI, it goes a little higher than that. So I just want to give y'all some game. You have a right, and it's in the law, that they have to investigate hate crimes. So make sure anytime these white supremacists do you anything and they calling you the N-word and all of that, make sure you report that to the FBI. Always report that, because see, before, black folks didn't really do that. You had to deal with the police, but report those to the FBI. That way you have 2 cases going. But leave me a comment, let me think about the situation, with this particular white supremacist. Like I said, that brother should have neutralized the threat. And sometimes the white supremacists, they size you up. And all that stuff the white supremacists are doing, like I said, the moment he was swung at me, that'd been the end of that. Because I defend myself. Because if he would have neutralized that threat the first time, he wouldn't have got that far to try to ram his car or anything.